Welcome to the Romance Podcast. We are so glad to finally be back in the United States of America after a long trip to Mexico.
It was amazing.
Wait. Your voice sounds different. That's a mature voice that I'm hearing. That is like a mature...
I want you to stop what you're doing right now.
That is a very mature Kenzie voice.
Stop.
That's a voice who has hit a new decade.
No.
My girl is now 30 years old. Happy birthday, baby.
Thank you.
Why don't you like it?
It's just weird. It's not that I don't like it. It's not that I do like it or don't like it.
Okay.
It's just weird for me.
Why is it weird?
So I feel like I did so much in my 20s. I'm sure a lot of people feel like that. But truly, I'm like, I did all those like major moves in my life. I moved multiple times on my own to new cities, started from scratch, got my radio shows, got my TV shows. I did all that. I got engaged and married. I had 2 kids. I got a home. I feel like so much of my identity and who I am really came from my 20s.
You had an epic 20s.
Like I did a lot in a decade.
Yes.
And it's just weird to not be in that because I feel like every story I have, I was 20 something. Like every story in my life, I am 20 something.
Right.
So it's just like you can go through so many decades of your life and be like, I was in my 20s, I was in my 30s, I was a teenager. I just feel like everything happened from 20 to 29 for me, truly.
That's true.
And it is weird. And one thing about me, and I'm losing it as part of my identity a little bit, is that I started in radio really, really young, right? So I started working for Dave Ryan in Minneapolis when I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
And so I already have been doing radio for 12 years.
Wow.
Which is crazy. Or as 30, I've been doing it for 12 years.
It's crazy.
I've worked really hard on that. But people were always like, I can't believe you're this age and have this job. I can't believe you're so young and you work here. I can't believe, whatever, you're only 21, but you've been at 3 stations. Like that was so much a part of what people were surprised by when they met me. Like, how are you this age and you've done this?
Yeah.
And I definitely think hitting 30, that's starting to go away. Like you should have work experience. You should be out there. And again, it's not bad. It's not like, but it's so weird. And like even the other day,
oh jeez,
and God bless her soul, as she hears this, she's gonna be like, no, I didn't. But I feel like people are starting to say things to me where I'm like, oh my gosh, I guess I'm not like 21. So we have this girl named Josie, and she's such a sweetie pie. I just adore her. She works behind the scenes on our show on Thursdays.
Okay.
It's the only time we're allowed to apparently get extra help.
Yeah. IQ 101.
IQ 101.
Right.
So she works behind the scenes, and then when Case is out, she'll sit in as producer because she's like the only one who's kind of mirrored him because she comes in on Thursdays. Okay. And she goes, oh my gosh, when she was filling in, we made like a big joke about like, our producer getting fired. She was going to take his job with like, just like being funny. Mm-hmm. And somebody, of course she's then getting Instagram stalk because we're talking about her on air. And she goes, someone just DM'd me and said I look like a younger Kenzie. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was 29 at the time, biatch. Okay. But not her fault. And she was like, she was being kind because she meant that's the biggest compliment in the world. Like she was being kind, which it's not, but she was being kind to me by saying that. But it was just like, like no one's like, no one says that to you when you're 18. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I think I got mocked for the first time on the trip. I hate pandering compliments. I've told you about that before.
Okay.
So pandering compliments piss me off. It's kind of like a cliche would be, if you're walking down the street with Tristan in a handful of years when he's 18, they're like, oh, brothers. Yeah. And you're like, no, I'm his dad. But it's fake. Like people do that to my mom and I. My mom is super hot, but she hates that. Like you could tell her mom and she gets like mad about it. And I'm like that too. Yeah. So
meaning like she's very, very hot in your mind here. And some guy will be like, oh, you guys are sisters.
Sisters?
Right. Yeah.
And it's just like, don't be an a-hole. It's almost embarrassing. In my mind, that's how I take it. Because it's so obvious that it's not. It's a joke. Yeah. And so that pisses me off.
For the record, on the flip side of that, I've had a long radio career myself, and at the Styles and Roman days, we were kings of doing that to people.
I hate that.
we knew that clearly it was a mom and daughter, like, oh, you guys are sisters. Like,
I hate that because it's like, it's almost like you might as well call me fugly because it's so funny. and so obvious that you're going to make a statement about it, and it drives me insane.
No, that doesn't mean you're fugly.
It does.
Like your mom's very pretty and you're very pretty. How is somebody
because it's like a joke. You're
joke.
being annoying.
It's almost a joke to make the mom feel younger.
But it doesn't. It never is going to make someone feel younger because it's a joke. It's like evil. I hate it.
Maybe the mother might feel that way, but like, how does that make you not feel pretty? Like we're joking around, like whatever. I guess guys and girls,
because it's like so funny. Anyways, I hate pandering compliments. I hate them.
Styles and Roman were the kings of pandering.
Blech, okay, it disgusts me.
All right, sorry.
And I got one of my first real ones in Mexico. So I'm sitting. We had, and we'll get into our Mexico trip,
yes.
but we had this like cool upgrade called Enclave, right, at our hotel. And a lot of cabanas were free to us. It was a little confusing here and there which ones were, because there was all these different swim areas.
Yeah.
So there was no one at our pool, and I sat at a cabana. And you were going up to our room for something, maybe changing or something. And this guy walks up to me and goes, "Oh, what package do you have?" And I'm like, "Oh, Enclave," because I thought he was making sure we were that. Mm-hmm. And he goes, No, what package?" And he pulls out this whole, like, if you buy a bottle, you would bottle service at the beach. Right. And I'm like, "Oh, no, I'm sorry. Can Enclave not sit here?" And he goes, "No, those are that cabana. Just very specific." And I go, "I'm sorry, we'll move." And he goes, "Oh, but why are you here? Like, what are you visiting for?" I go, "Oh, I'm celebrating my birthday with my husband." And he's like, "Oh, how old you turn? 23, 22? And I'm like, "I turned 30. And he goes, "What? And you're 30? And I was just like, I'm 30. And it really pissed me off.
Do you know for a fact that he was pandering? Because I will say this. I know I'm biased, but like, you don't look like you're 60. You don't look like you're 50.
Thank you.
My point is like, maybe he was thinking you were like in your low 20s. Is that so a far-fetched thing?
I think he knew, and it was like, "What'd you turn, like 23?" And I'm like, "Jump off the balcony." Like, that makes me so mad.
I think guys and girls are very different because, again, I like making people feel good. I think that compliments go a long way. Little playful jokes like that go a long way. Clearly, you don't feel the same.
I don't like those kind.
But I don't know. I think maybe guys and girls are different in that way, or just Kenzie and Roman are different in those kind of ways.
But I guess I'll just say I'm not ready for age jokes.
Okay.
And like that's what I'm struggling with. So I'll be like, "That's like a younger you." It's like, oh. And then like, "What'd you turn, 22?" I'm like, what the hell? You think I'm like mummified or something? Like, how am I? No. Unfortunately for women, I think like a guy turning 30, they're like young. They're like, "Oh, you're dating a young guy who's 30. And when a girl turns 30, it's like, "Okay, so you're going to retire, you old bag?" Like, that's how they act in this world. And it's like terrifying.
That's like, all you.
Like, society's like, it's about time you, kick the dust, right?
It's not true. That is all in your head. All right. So hopefully, one thing I'm going to say before we move on here is that you did accomplish a lot in your 20s, like a lot. Mm-hmm. But who's to say you can't accomplish more in your 30s? You're very driven. You're very motivated. You have a lot of career goals. You have a lot of just goals, period. Who's to say that your 30s won't be better than your 20s? Because for me, my 30s were better than my 20s.
So many people have told me, and even like, I remember my mom saying this, who's now in her 60s. I've had a lot of people tell me that the 30s were their actual favorite decade.
Yeah.
A lot of people have proclaimed that as their favorite. And it's like, you a lot of times are more secure. You have a few more things mapped out. You feel good about like your friend groups, it's like you're still young enough to do a lot of stuff, but you have way more securities of who you are, confidence, life lessons. So I have like this little twinge of like, wow, it's weird to not be in my 20s. It really is. But I am very excited to see my growth through this decade.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm really excited to see what I accomplish because most of my life has really been career-based. That's what most of my 20s were about until the tail end. We really kicked into the personal life.
When you met this guy.
Really messed things up. Not kidding.
Or enhanced it.
So I'm just like, I'm excited to see what I accomplished because I think it's going to be different kinds of accomplishments, and I am excited for that. And
I see big things for you in the 30s. I do.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So I am excited for that. It's not like I'm like super like no, but it just is really strange. It really is.
Right, so let's go back to how we got to Mexico in the first place. First off, our anniversary was last month, and we have been married now for 2 full years.
Yes.
Now, what do y'all say about that, though?
We've been together for 6.
So we have the same anniversary for like when we got together to when we got married.
And engaged and married all on the same day.
Same day, April 8th. And so I'm always like, oh, our 2-year wedding anniversary. Yeah, we've been together for 6 years though.
6 years together.
Okay, yeah, I know. But like we've been married for 2. I think you celebrate like the 2-year wedding anniversary. You don't then like have like a slash 6 years together. It's a weird thing.
Why? I don't like that because you're just gonna post like we're just gonna forget like years and years of our 4 years of our relationship don't count.
Nobody's forgetting, but like it's our 2-year wedding anniversary.
Yeah, and then it was our 6-year dating anniversary.
See, it has to have that in there. Anyways, so
6 years is a long time together. I'm only 30.
Yeah,
6 years is a nice little chunky of my life.
You've been with me. We decided for what's the fraction?
I don't remember the fraction. I met you when I was 23 and I'm 30.
Well, if you're 30 and we've been together for 6 years, 1/5 of your life you've been with me. 1/5 of your life. Crazy, right?
That's what I'm saying. So, and you just want to dismiss it and pretend.
I don't want to dismiss it.
And now we've been with you 0.2% of my life.
Right. Anyways, it's not the correct answer. But anyways, so April 8th, we go out to a real nice dinner. And we had kind of talked about like small anniversary gifts, like nothing grand. Because literally we go from like Christmas to Valentine's Day to our anniversary to your birthday to Mother's Day. It's a lot like in the
to
first.
Your birthday.
It's a lot in the first half of the year. So anyway, so anniversary, we're kind of like, let's go a real nice dinner and like small gifts, right? But I have been the brunt of many, many jokes on this podcast, on your radio show, for like not doing well when it comes to getting you gifts. You know, if you follow this podcast at all, you know our first anniversary gift was supposed to be a Sebastian Maniscalco concert that she had never seen live before, our favorite comedian. And then COVID hit and it got delayed for 2 weeks, then like 3 months, and then like 3 years. We saw Sebastian Maniscalco to celebrate our first anniversary, like our 3rd year of being together. It was crazy. Yes. So like that was kind of a failed gift. Not my fault really, but whatever. Then last year for her birthday, I bought her Shakira tickets because she loves Shakira, the one artist she wants to see live in concert. I got great seats at Soldier Field in Chicago. Shakira decides to cancel her I'm sorry, no, it was at United Center actually first. She decides to cancel her arena tour in favor of a stadium tour, but she chooses to not do a stadium stop in Chicago. So that was a gift that
she hates me.
That I was really excited to give you, and it didn't work out well in my favor. You've bashed me on your radio show about this.
Oh, can I clarify?
You've also bashed me on the podcast about this.
Pero the reason that I didn't bash you, I was just disappointed in you, and that was because I thought, like, so the concert was supposed to be, I think it was supposed to be December 5th, but it was a Saturday, regardless.
Yeah, December, right.
So my birthday was April 24th.
Yeah.
Okay, the concert gets canceled over the summer. So it was.
Late summer, if that.
Yeah, but it was over the summer.
Okay, right.
I said, and I know this. Okay, so it gets canceled. And I'm like, okay. Now, if it were me, I would have gotten the person in, like, my husband, and this was my only gift. Say you bought me 5 gifts, different, right? This is the only gift I got. I would have made sure he had something else. And he never did anything. And I was like, you know what? Let me give him a moment, because even if he just planned a date night for that night, we were supposed to go out December 5th. Right. We were supposed to go see Shakira. I would have been happy with just getting dressed up and going to a dinner. Like, I know we're supposed to go out tonight, babe. I'm so bummed, but like, let's have a date night. So I sat. Because this man loves to tell me I talk too much. I never let things happen. You always say that to me. I never let that. Well, guess what I let happen? I let a no date night happen. I let the date come and go. I just watched it pass by. Okay? Because he did a whole lot of nothing. And the date came and it went and it came and it went. And many weekends came and went. And I go, okay, so we're just not going to do anything. Okay. And so that's what I was upset about.
So we go out to a dinner for our anniversary this year, okay, last month, and I gave you a gift. And what did that gift have? Because I knew I needed to kind of like go big for this birthday for many reasons. Your 30th, the fact that Shakira last year kind of got messed up. So what did I do for your birthday this year that I surprised you with on our anniversary date night?
Yeah. So on my anniversary, we opened the big birthday gifts. Okay. And it was a trip to Mexico to celebrate my 30th birthday.
Is that better than like a little date night last December?
Yeah. I still think you should have done that.
Okay, really? So
Yeah.
anyways, did this get a nice segment on your radio show or just the bashing of me got the segment?
No, I talked about it on the
Did you?
radio.
Okay, yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah, it's like I'm a fodder for her show when it comes to like negative and bad things, but like I do the good things.
Not
and it's
true.
like,
I say cute things about you. You don't listen to the show, so you wouldn't know. Okay? But I do say cute things about you. Also, I didn't just get on the radio and bash you. I asked.
Shakira came up in the top of the topic.
No. The question was, should you have gotten me another birthday gift or not? It was funny
Who
because
brought that topic up? You.
But I'm saying I didn't just go on and like complain. It was a talk subject, and of course there was a lot of guys who were like, kind of like you, like, well, we bought a gift, and then there's a bunch of girls who are like, but you never got anything.
I'm not the kind of guy to flex on like price, but like those tickets were like $800. Like
well, you spent zero. We got it 100%
I didn't know that
refunded
for like months and months and months. That was like what I spent. I had the best gift in the world for you. I was very excited. I thought I nailed it because I did. Had Shakira performed, but she didn't, and I'm like, damn it. So like now I tried to double up here for your birthday for the big 3-0, and I thought I did a pretty good job.
You did. I was very happy and I was very excited, and I was very surprised.
Yeah, that's a lot. You know, I surprised the hell out of you for the engagement because you were on my ass about that. Like, you know, when are you gonna do it? And finally, I surprised the hell out of you because I'm like, stop asking questions. Like, let it happen. Let life happen. And same thing with your birthday. A few weeks before I surprised you, you were on my ass about what are we gonna do for my birthday? And I'm like,
no,
just let it happen.
This
like,
is
just
where
stop.
you're a liar.
I'm not a liar.
You are a liar.
No.
So one thing about Roman is that when he wants to throw you off, he starts talking mad shit. That's the problem. So I wasn't harassing him about getting engaged to me. That wasn't the problem. The problem was all of a sudden he started acting disgusted by the idea of a future with me.
That's not true.
And I found that super alarming since we
true.
were raising Tristan and living in a home together. Yeah. And you were just like, I'm in no rush for that. I don't know if I need that. I made it this long with that. And I'm like, wait hold up.
Meanwhile,
wait a minute.
I had like a freaking house payment in my pocket, ready to
but you
propose.
like, I get bitchy because you start acting disgusted. And
you do? I didn't notice that part.
And you did the same thing about my birthday. So there was no. I tried to.
You brought up the birthday. You brought up.
I'm gonna finish.
Explain to them.
Let me finish,
please. The truth.
I started. I'm gonna finish.
The truth.
Okay, so. I was shopping online and I saw this really cool, sexy dress. And I was like, my parents were coming into town for my birthday and I wasn't going to wear this dress. This is like a sexy date night downtown Chicago vibe. Okay. Like if we were going to do a show.
A little more on like the hoochie vibe.
But like it was kind of honestly what it reminded me of was almost like a burlesque dress. Yeah. Like it had like shimmery like tassels and it was really fun.
Classy hoochie.
Yeah, classic hoochie. And very like sexy like Chicago Broadway. Like it'd be fun to wear there. Okay. So I'm like a lot of times like for our birthdays we'll go to like one of the Broadway shows downtown, like a dinner or something. So as I'm shopping and I've kind of waited, like we're already mid-April. I know my parents come in the weekend of my birthday. Like we're mid-April, so we're probably like a week or two away. He has told me nothing, no date to reserve, nothing. And I had not said anything until this time. Then I said, hey, are we doing anything that's just me and you? Because I have this really sexy dress that I would want to wear. It's a splurge, but I would do it because it's a big birthday and that would be fun. So I had no questions about what, but I'm like, are we doing anything that's like me and you out and about? And you went, well, how am I supposed to plan something if your parents are going to be here? And I went, okay, well, we could have literally just done something a different weekend, you and I, like I've done for your birthday a lot. But that I'm not looking for excuses. You could say, no, we're not. It's going to be all group stuff. Moving on. Okay. And then you were like, you got all stuttered. You're like, well, you want to like go to lunch or something? That's what he says to me about my fucking 30th birthday.
Because because your birthday is on a Thursday. Your parents were coming in like later that day.
Yeah.
So on your birthday,
like, go to lunch
you
or
want
something?
You want me and you by ourselves? Like, I don't know, we'll go to lunch. You want me to do? Like,
no,
you know?
but you acted like first repulsed, like go to a lunch.
Because I was throwing you
Right.
off. Because the trip was already booked.
Okay, but you can't get mad at me for being mad at your asinine comments that are on purpose.
I think because you're prying about, well, what are we doing for my birthday? It's like, I just stop prying. Let it happen.
I just wanted to order this dress or not, because I wouldn't just order it to go out on a normal night because it's more than I normally spend.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to know. I wasn't like when, where, who. Like, I wasn't doing any of that.
Let me ask you a question. When you got proposed to, okay, and then when you got this surprise trip to Mexico for your birthday, for your 30th birthday, how did those surprises make you feel?
Good.
That's it? Good?
Well, I don't know where this is going.
No, I'm
so
saying,
I'm
like,
gonna answer you.
it's a great feeling, right?
Yeah.
So, like, let life happen.
But I'm not trying to ruin a surprise.
Yes, you
just
are.
won't give me any
You're trying to dig to get to the bottom of, like, what I'm doing for you or when I'm proposing, and just, like, let life happen.
But you make these sick ass comments.
Because you're asking me questions.
And so, of course, I'm going to be like, don't love that. Like, it's just rude.
Have I asked you at all what we're doing for my birthday?
No, but haven't I told you, hey, just so you know, that date you are going to be busy? Like, I will give you heads up on things so you can plan accordingly.
Okay.
You know that you're going to be busy.
Right.
Period. Okay?
Just let life happen. That's what I'm saying. Let life happen, because the times that you have worked out pretty well for you.
Okay, relax.
Right?
Relax,
All right.
cowboy.
Speaking of relaxing, let's talk about our trip to Mexico. So we actually flew into Cancun, Mexico. We thankfully, because your parents came down to Chicago to watch Marino, we're very, very lucky, because otherwise we couldn't do this, right? Because we can't bring the baby to I guess we could bring the baby to Mexico. It would not have been the same trip.
It would have been a little different.
I think we both needed a break and kind of like some adult time to kind of, just be away, de-stress a little bit, discover our love all over again, all those things, right?
Right.
So thankfully, your parents came down to Chicago and they were able to watch Marino. Tristan was taken care of. He had baseball tournaments and tons of family. He was very, very busy. So it was actually really, really cool. The kids were taken care of, and it was just me and you. We fly out on Friday, and we stayed all the way until Monday morning. Got back around Monday late afternoon. So let's talk about this trip. It was, I think, from my standpoint, and it was not my birthday, but I obviously got to go with you. Mm-hmm. It was like exactly what we needed as adults and as husband and wife.
Yes.
Do you agree?
No, I totally agree. I think that we just needed some time together. Because the one thing about Roman and I is a lot of our date nights are actually work events. Mm-hmm. So we go to all these charity events, we do this, but we're hosting and we're memorizing scripts. There's not a lot of nights that we go out that that have no strings attached, so to speak.
Because we have really we have one babysitter that can really handle Marino and that we trust. It's my cousin April. And we have to save her for these events when we're hosting a gala.
Right. We have so many things that are going on. We're not just like, if we worked in a career field that didn't involve events, maybe we'd hit her up once a month so we could have just a normal date night.
Right.
But we already have to contact her to work events, so we don't want to then be like, also, so we can go have fun. So we'll only do it for special things like an anniversary or something like that.
Right.
But like a birthday, anniversary, things like that.
Absolutely.
So we just don't have many, again, no strings attached nights out. Like, for example, you may be like, oh, but you went to London. London was incredible. But I was still there for work. Mm-hmm. I still had a lot of requirements. I still had to be like on and bubbly, which is fun. I had a friggin' blast in London, but I had requirements for the things that I had to go to. It was an already made itinerary. I knew I had to be there. And people spent a lot of money to go on that trip with the morning show. And I, for damn sure, wasn't going to make them regret that. So I wanted to be super involved. Yeah. I wanted to make sure that they felt like they were getting the trip that they thought they were going to get. That really mattered to me. That people choose to spend their money like that. Like that means a lot to me, that you want to spend money to go on a trip with my show. That's crazy. And so it was important to me. So you're thinking about that. You're like, oh, you know what? I haven't made it over there yet. I haven't talked to that group. I haven't done this. So there's still work involved. It wasn't just like, let me put cucumbers on my eyes, right? That wasn't the kind of trip.
And it also wasn't relaxing and like beach and spa.
We were like, we were booking it.
It was like,
it's what you want to do in London because you want to see everything.
It was very touristy,
yes,
which again is cool, but it wasn't like a relaxing, like Mexico, we relaxed relaxed in Mexico. We were chilling in Mexico. We were bougie at the spa in Mexico. Like London was not that trip.
No. Again, loved it. Love London. I could live there, but just a very different vibe.
We differ on that. I could not live in London. I had fun. I could not live in London. I could definitely live in Mexico.
Yes, I could live there
1,000%. Yes.
I like traveling. I could live in a lot of different countries. So it was really cool. It was really one of our first times totally unplugging, when it comes to the kids. Obviously check-ins for the kids, but like really genuinely unplugging and just relaxing, going at our own speed. And I even said to Roman, I go, this is so embarrassing, but I'm excited to sleep when we get there because I'm excited to sleep without a baby monitor. I'm excited to sleep with no alarm. I don't care if we sleep so late we missed breakfast. I don't care. I just want to sleep until I feel ready to sit up. I also was so excited to wake up and then sit in my bed for like 15 minutes and scroll on my phone and talk to my husband in the morning, not immediately have to stand up and grab a bottle or do this or run to a morning show. Just to like, when I also did wake up, I could sit there. Like I was so excited. And so you and I have like a vacation rhythm that we've always done. And it's by the time you get to wherever you're going with the travel day, you're usually there like in the evening. That's how it works, right? So we get there. And we used to go like sit by the beach or the pool or whatever. And then we get a very late dinner because you have to, right? You're not going to get in at 6. You're just laying at 3. So we always do a really late dinner, like at 9 o'clock. And that sets us up. We do between 9 to 10 o'clock dinners on all of our vacations, whatever country we're in. We do late AF dinners because we then sleep into whenever we want. And a lot of times we go to breakfast at like 10 or 11.
We do a late breakfast.
And there's never a line. There's already people kind of like sniffing around for lunch. So we're always the lasties. Love it. And then we do a super late lunch, usually around like 3 or 4. Sometimes even later. We see people getting ready for dinner. And then we usually nap after.
And a lot of times napping by the beach.
Yeah, we'll fall asleep by the beach, listening to waves. That's what we love to do. But we usually sleep and then we go to our really late dinner. And it helps us kind of like get left alone. It's always very peaceful. There's not lines. There's not chaos. We get to sleep until whenever, be cozy. Like that's like our vacation groove. We're so in sync on that. Yes, and I love it. So that's just what we did. We were like cats.
Yeah. And you talk about lack of sleep. Like you caught up this weekend. You slept this weekend. Like literally, it was so cute to watch her. I know, listen, I did mornings for 3 years. You're going into your 3rd year now. I know how taxing and tiring it can be. You had it even worse because you also had a baby and you were breastfeeding and all these things, right? So morning shows it'll wear you down. But I saw you sleep hard, man. You slept in, and then we hit the spa, and then like we had a cabana in the spa, and you slept literally for 2 more hours. I was watching you sleep for 2 hours after our hydrotherapy session.
It was so fun. We have a hydrotherapy session, and I get like one of those really fuzzy, cuddly robes, and we lay in our cabana for a little bit. And I felt, I'm like, I'm tired. I was gonna, for like a second.
Yeah.
We woke up. We didn't leave the spot till like 6 at night.
Yeah, we hit this. We were there for 3 nights, 2 full days, if you will, and probably like a day and a half on Friday. But Saturday and Sunday we had spa treatments. Like Sunday was the big spa, like massage for us, and they said we could use hydrotherapy all day long, and we did. The Saturday they actually gave us a free hour of hydrotherapy, part of this enclave upgrade over at the Hilton Cancun. Mar Caribe is where we stayed. And because we were the Enclave membership, we got like an hour free of hydrotherapy. So we used it for Saturday, but I don't know if it was a mistake or the guy was just super cool. He let us stay there for like 4 hours. And he gave us,
you can do like 2 hours of hydrotherapy, and he gave us a cabana, and we're like,
cabana,
okay.
Our own private cabana in the spa, like pool.
It was insane.
Area.
It was like we had a private spa pool is what it was like. It was insane.
For real. And we decided to stay there, and she took a nap of 2 hours. Which
was an accident. We didn't have our phones or anything.
No phones, no nothing. So we actually stayed that first day in hydrotherapy and the spa and the cabanas for about 4 hours. If you actually go to our social media at Kenzie and Roman, we have a really cool video, a recap video of our entire trip, and you can see the spa in there with the pool area and the.
It's insane. It's like outdoor but covered. Like you're almost in in a jungle. It's very cool.
Gorgeous. It was a gem of this resort. It was really, really cool. But yeah, so basically 2 days in a row, we lived at the spa, didn't we?
We spent a total, I think we said about 8 hours, basically 4 hours both days. Mm-hmm. So basically a big chunk of our time.
Because it was like our private pool, our private cabana.
You can't get more relaxing than that. Like, why would you do anything else? And that was our main goal of our trip, was relaxation and unwinding.
Yeah.
And then just chilling.
And we had such a beautiful, beautiful room with a gorgeous view of the ocean and the sunrise. I told myself that on Monday, our last day there, I wanted to get up early and watch the sunrise. Mm-hmm. And so I set my alarm for 6 a.m. And you were like, oh, I might go with you. I'm like, and my alarm went off and she didn't budge. I mean, I went on our balcony / terrace and I got some footage and I watched the sunrise. And then I went down to the pool, like the general admission area. Not general admission, but like, you know, the actual public area. And I wanted to film, and you'll see in the video at Kenzie and Roman, our recap video, I wanted to film all the pools and
like empty and serene.
And it looks so pretty, right?
It really is gorgeous.
And I'll be honest, I was watching the sunrise, and I don't remember the last time I saw an actual sunrise. Like, I mean, it's so gorgeous. I mean, it's one of those things.
Oceans, like, insane.
I mean, we're both Christians, you know, believe in God and stuff. It's like, if you are on the fence at all, like, watch a sunrise and the colors and just the beauty, and it's like, oh my gosh, like, this is like somebody created all this for us, and it's like when you have a chance to watch that, watch it. It's gorgeous. And anyways, I have videos of that, obviously, and
that's how I saw it.
And then she saw through it. She was like, nah. But then again, I'm okay with it because you were needing rest more than any of us. And I'm glad you got a lot of rest on this trip because it was gorgeous. The food was great. The pool was great. The beach was great. But really, it was to kind of unplug and get away from our crazy life here in Chicago. And I'm glad you got to kind of recharge your batteries.
You know, every morning when I get up for the morning show, my alarm goes off. And you just feel dead inside because it's dark out. There's something about having to get up when it's dark out that sucks. And guess what? It doesn't go away with a morning show because you're never like, oh, good, daylight savings. It's going to be bright at 3 a.m. Like, it just is not going to happen. So you just hate it. It's a very unnatural thing to do. So your body's never like chipper. It just is what it is. And every time my alarm goes off, and I look over at you and you don't have to get up when that alarm goes off, I'm just like, I just feel it. Like, I want to throw a shoe at you. Like, a little chocolate.
Nice. That's nice.
But like, I know I'm just like, I want to lay there so bad. I want to cuddle. I want to like, it's just like, no, it's like toasty. And when that alarm went off for you to get up, I almost put a middle finger in the air. I'm like, I am rolling over. Yeah. Finally, this is my moment to seize more sleep. I just can't. Yeah.
I took a lot of videos of the sunrise. You saw it.
It was gorgeous. I saw that sun. Okay, I be seeing it.
It was, man. And funny thing that you guys may or may not know is, oh my God, I mean, years and years and years ago, I went to Hawaii and I had an oceanfront room and I slept with the back door open with the screen, and I got to hear those waves. It was the most relaxing, beautiful sound I ever heard. So the next day when I got back from Chicago, I actually went to Sharper Image, old school store, and I bought a sound machine that I went to like every sound machine they had, and I tried to find the exact sound of the waves that I heard in Hawaii, and I found one. I'm like, oh, cool. This is a very close replica of what the waves sound like. And I've slept with those waves every single day for the past, I don't know, 20 years, right? Until I met Mackenzie and she started sleeping over. And the first night I slept over, I had the waves on, and she woke up the next morning. Tell him what you said to me.
I had the worst nightmare, and I kept waking up, and he goes, what? And I go, I had this dream that I was on a dock and waves, like tsunami style, I was like getting waterboarded, and I kept waking up trying to breathe. You know when you wake yourself up? So I'm like, the whole time I couldn't get my head out of the water, so I kept shooting out of bed because I couldn't breathe. And I didn't even think about it. And he goes, do you think it was because of the wave machine? I go, burn that fucking thing.
And I have not slept with the waves since. It sucks.
I also don't like them. You've tried to put them on since. You have. And I don't need a faux wave. It does nothing for me. It kind of disassociates me.
It sounds so real, though.
I don't care. I wake up and it's like fucking confusing. I'm like, what is the sound? I don't like it.
But you love the waves.
I love real waves. I don't like your faux waves.
They're the same. I mean, like if you close your eyes, they're the same.
But when you wake up and you hear waves and you're in Mexico, you're like, well, that tracks. I'm in Mexico. When you wake up at 3 a.m. in Elgin and you're like, what does that sound? Like, is it the baby? Like, I just don't like it.
So anyways, my happy place, my zen, my chill, my vibe has been ruined. I can never listen to waves ever again at nighttime.
I'm your happy place now.
Yeah, you are.
It's me.
Anyways, yeah, the waves. I mean, just everything about. Here's the deal. Like, I love Chicago, and I'm a homer. I mean, I'm born and raised here. I will die here. I for many reasons. I won't get into all of them, but family. The Cubs. I mean, there's just so many things that I love.
Is that it?
There's so many more. But anyway, I think it's a really, really great city. I really do. I think it's the greatest city in the world. Between, spring and fall.
Exactly.
Winters can go, but whatever. But when you go to places like Mexico, or even, I guess you get Florida, Arizona, California, parts of it, like San Diego, it's like, wow, man, like people could actually live here, and you could get the ocean, and you can get those waves, like, and you can get the warm weather. There is a part of me that's like, oh, maybe.
Well, we have already talked. You know that we are going to be around 12 months a year when the kids are older, for sure.
Right.
No, absolutely not.
If life goes the way we planned it, we will be hopefully having a place in Mexico for part of the year, and then like a condo in Chicago or something.
Yeah, we'll be downsizing, have a little fun spot in Chicago, and you can catch us somewhere warm the rest of the year.
Yeah, but our trip actually started a bit rocky. We were at O'Hare International Airport, about to board our flight to Mexico.
It didn't start rocky for me.
And I'm assuming all airlines have this, but United has it where they have like Group 1, Group 2, and you have to line up. So we are in Group 2, and there's
2 lanes. There's 1, 2, and then 3, 4 line up there. Yeah.
So they called up everyone line up for Group 1, Group 2. So the Group 2 line, there was a woman. You okay? Sorry about that.
Really, my leg hurts.
If you're listening to the podcast, that bang you heard was Kenzie's,
my leg.
Her knee hitting the microphone. So Group 1 lined up, and then Group 2 was supposed to line up as well, but there was a woman at the end of the line, kind of like before we can get into the line of Group 2.
Like blocking it.
And she didn't go all the way in. I go, are you Group 2? She goes, yeah, but they said, like, don't do it. I'm like, okay. And then I'm just like standing back, and I'm looking at everyone else, and people are behind me like crazy.
Well, the problem is that at first we were like, maybe she's part of Group 1, and she's like tailing. So you ask her, like, hey, are you Group 2? Because there's a line up here. She goes, no, she just said, like, to get together. Like, you get ready. They're not through with Group 1, so we're not lining up.
So I let it go for a little bit. And then finally, I'm like, I could tell she was wrong. And then I was like, so wait a second. Did they tell you, like, you can't line up? And she goes, no, they said
No, wait a minute.
I felt like she was a bit foreign is what I felt like. And then Kenzie stepped in and flexed her muscles.
Because what actually happened was she was wrong, which is fine. Like, I'm wrong all the time. It's okay. But the line was actually behind us now, because we were like her and then Roman and I were the first people in line for Group 2, okay?
Waiting to get into the line, actually.
Waiting to, like, actually be allowed to be in the line.
Right.
Which, fine, but the line was getting really backed up into the rest. People had kids and, like, knocking over like, you could tell people were kind of eyeing the, like, we need to move forward. Right. We're, like, not fitting over here. So it was starting to cause a ruckus. And people were like, well, I'm Group 3. What do you mean you're Group 2? You're out here. Like, it was getting worse as people were lining up. And so you said, hey, like, you're Group 2, right? Like, just to clarify. And she went, yes. And she was very snappy about it. And then you said, and they told you couldn't line up here. You clarified very nicely. Like, they said you couldn't go over here. And she goes, I don't know why it matters. We have assigned seats. Everyone gets on the plane at the same time. She got super snappy. And all I said was, he's just asking. And she goes, I know, but everyone's trying to, I go, like, he's just asking you a question. And then she faced forward. And then, like, 2 seconds later, they're like, Group 2, please, like, you're blocking everything. So now the airline lady is annoyed with us, okay? And they want us to go in there. And we walk up to the front, okay? She went first, and then we were behind her. And we're just standing there. I left her alone. I was just correcting her attitude problem. because you were just asking a question.
Right.
If you said, "Hey, dumb bitch," like you're, and she got defensive,
which I would never say, but
and
okay.
I would have been mad at you for that. That wouldn't have been cool. But you asked a question, and I do think people have gotten really ballsy. I think after COVID, social media, there's just this like edgier tone in the air of people want to be so, and it's like you forget that some people are actually asking you an effing question. Like, and not everything's like battle royale, meanest comment online. Relax. So. We get to the front and she goes, this whole thing's just been very frustrating. There's been some other stuff. And I go, okay, it's okay. That's all I said. Like, okay, it's okay.
So I hear you, but I really stand by the fact that I think she was a bit foreign. I don't know, maybe like Russian or Lithuanian, I don't know, something. And I felt like she didn't understand. What's so funny about that?
This is like, it's a weird Russian, Lithuanian.
Yeah,
That's
know.
your second thought.
Ukrainian? I don't know.
I just, that was a very odd second thought, Lithuanian.
No, like if I saw.
Do you know what anybody from, I don't know what people from Lithuania look like.
I don't, but I mean, she could have.
I don't even know
if you would have told me.
I want to look up.
If you would have told me she was from Lithuania, I would have said, it tracks.
Why
but
is that?
My point is, I think she was foreign and she wasn't being mean to me. I think that was the way she talked. And I just feel like you got mad when I don't think she was being mean. I think she was just like foreign. I really do, but whatever.
I don't even know where Lithuania is.
It doesn't matter. It's not.
Where is it?
Get off your phone. It doesn't matter. I'm saying if you saw a Mexican, you would know it's a Mexican. If I saw an Asian, I knew it was Asian. But like Lithuanian, Russian, this could have been her. I don't know.
Hold on. It says one of the first thing that pops up when I Google it is one of the personality traits of Lithuanians. If bitchy's one of them, maybe she was. Maybe it was
what
her.
Are they?
More introverted. More intuitive. No, this isn't her.
No.
More prospecting than judging. No, she was judging.
Well, anyway, so Kenzie thought someone was being mean to me. I thought she was foreign. And also, if y'all,
I think as a guy too, like, what are you gonna do? Get in an argument with her because you're a guy? So you're like,
yeah,
whoa.
but this was your trip to like get away and be zen and be chill, and you're like
and
fighting
she
at the
is
airport.
fucking it up.
So, anyways, all right. So whatever. So we get on. Whatever. It is what it is. So then we get to the resort, beautiful resort in Cancun. And who do we see at the resort?
It's unbelievable she showed up at the same resort that we did. Unbelievable that we saw her there.
God.
And he pointed to her like a day later and goes, it is. I go, I don't know, man. There's just no way.
Yeah.
Too many resorts. First off, you could be going a lot of places in Mexico.
Right.
Like a lot.
You fly into Cancun if you want to go to Riviera Maya.
Playa del Carmen.
Tulum. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right.
Isla Mujeres, like literally a million places. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like, are you freaking like, why are you here? And then the resort, and it wasn't like we were at the biggest resort even in Cancun. On top of it, we were not. She was there.
She was there. So it gets better. So again, and I saw her, and I just, her whole vibe, I'm like, she's foreign. You know, I really don't think she was fighting with me.
Okay, but foreign or not, it's not like I'm not saying that. She said to you, I don't know what difference it makes. Like, what does that have to, like, that's obviously somebody being snappy. I don't care if you're from Lithuania.
You're saying it different than how she said it.
That's not true.
You're.
You know what? Her and I were both short. Maybe you couldn't hear it.
Okay.
It went right from her mouth to my ear.
It gets better. So remember how I told you that our last day there, I got up at 6 a.m. to watch the sunrise and kind of film the resort while it was empty and everything, and you slept in, right? Mm-hmm. So what I didn't tell you was that no one was at the resort. Like, no one's at the pool. Maybe a couple workers cleaning the pool.
Because it's like 6 a.m.
6 a.m. I'm the only crazy one that's up.
Yeah.
Okay? No, I'm not. There's one other person who's up. It's that woman. I see that woman, and we walk by each other, and she says hi to me. She's like, oh, hey, how you doing? I go, hey, how you doing? Like, that was it. Us two. That was it.
She said hi to you?
She did. She said hi.
Did she say anything else?
No, but she was super nice to me when you weren't around. That's all I'm saying.
Well, she shouldn't be scared with her attitude problem. And you should be thanking me. You should be thanking me because the reason she turned it around
because you said it straight.
Because I said something.
You said it straight.
And I didn't say, and because he later made a comment to me and he's like, you can't get all worked up about everything. I go, I didn't try to fight her. That would have been, if I was like, listen, bitch, don't talk to him like that. That would have been me trying to fight. I just said, oh, he's just asking. That's all I said.
But you said it in your like.
So I'm so tired.
Thug life, Kenzie
but
K.
you don't support me because she can say whatever she wants. She can get all snappy with you, and the second I go, oh, he's just asking, I'm the problem.
But again, I wasn't
even mad.
I didn't feel like she was being snappy with me.
So when someone goes, what's the difference?
She did not say it like that.
Well, yes, she did.
Anyways, she was a delightful woman. She was very nice.
Whatever. And she may have just been having a little snappy bitch moment. She may have been. We've all had a snappy bitch moment.
I can't know you.
Okay, but
no,
you don't support me. How come everybody else?
You.
People say wild stuff. I never start it. It's always a response. Yeah. I'm always, because you're even like, I'm little Miss Peppy when I'm excited about something. I was in a great mood.
Yeah.
We were at the airport for my trip.
Yeah.
We just got McDonald's breakfast.
What'd you get?
I got a McGriddle. I mean, I was in a fantastic mental space.
I think if you listen to the past episodes of this season, actually, you know I'm all into Mel Robbins' The Let Them theory.
Yeah.
And again, when she said what she said at the airport, I didn't take it offensively, but even if it was, just let her, let her.
But when are you going to start letting me?
Just because.
When are you going to let me?
You got in there, you got in like a little pit bull, and he's just asking.
Well, I'm tired of this whole let them shit. Let me respond to what the hell you just said to me.
And you did.
Exactly.
You did.
I'm tired. I'm done.
Anyway, so it was a very successful 30th birthday trip to Mexico. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I had a lot of fun with you. I really did. You can say if you had fun with me too or no.
I did. We were still talking.
Do you want to interject here?
I'm sorry. You are. Jeez. Is that all you're going to say?
How about you talk now? Go.
Okay. I had a lot of fun with you.
You did? Okay, good. Thank you.
It was. It honestly was a really nice time. And it was so cool to just relax. 90% of what we do, even when we have a babysitter and we go out to dinner, if that's what we did, we're like, we should get home because we should relieve a baby. It was really cool to just completely take our time, no timetable whatsoever. And like you and I think are both on the same page where like we'll feel guilty even if we hired someone to be around our kid.
Yeah.
We're like, we should get back. We just have that in us.
Yeah.
And
when it's your parents, we're like, no, it's fine. We'll go out of the country.
Hey, new country. They'll be fine. They're enjoying this bonding time. They need that. But we're always like that. I feel like we're always hustling, even on a date night. Like, what's the time? What's this?
Yeah.
And then even if you're out late on your date night, you're like, well, what if he gets up at like 5:30 in the morning? Like, you feel these things. So it was just really cool to go so slow.
Yeah.
I just felt like we honestly moved like little turtles the whole trip.
We did.
We just shuffled around like old people and... Which I guess now I am.
Well,
anyways.
You're 30.
So
I mean, you are 30 now.
I'm just an old ass hag, anyways. So, but it really was cool. It was special. And I was very happy that you surprised me. You did a good job.
Good.
You did a very, very good job.
I love you very, very much. Happy 30th birthday. Happy anniversary. Here's to
6 years together.
Here's the yeah, you're right. She will never let me say happy anniversary without saying, well, 6 years together.
Well, it's been 6 years total.
Yeah, totally. Well, again, happy birthday, babe. It was a great, great trip. I do feel like we reconnected. You know, we both needed to get away and kind of unplug for a little bit. And I feel like it was definitely an amazing trip. And we even talked about we got to do it more. And even with the kids, like we talked about hopefully doing like a holiday trip with all four of us now. Because I'll tell you what.
That's a secret.
Growing up in my family, family vacations were some of my favorite memories in the entire world. Yeah. And, you know, with our family dynamic, because I have Tristan majority of the time, but not all the time. So it's hard to schedule like spring break trips or winter trips.
Well, I think also we did a huge trip because our wedding was a trip.
Yes.
And I mean, we paid for our wedding, so we didn't do a ton of vacations before or right after because we did that one. Yeah. And then immediately after that, we had a baby. And it's like, I'm not going somewhere with a newborn. Like, we're not going to go to Disney with a literal like 6-week-old or something. So like as we get here, like Marino's becoming a toddler. He just started walking. Now, at least if we go somewhere, I'm not carrying a 25-pound baby literally everywhere. He's eating food at restaurants. Like it's getting there's things about it that are getting easier when it comes to travel.
Yeah, the Romans are about to travel a lot more,
Yes,
hopefully,
yeah.
As a family of 4, and then maybe like little weekend getaways like we just did.
Yes.
me and
We've
you.
always promised, we have always said we have to do at least one couples trip a year, even if it's not a year where we can swing something extravagant.
Right.
We should always be doing one even long weekend or something,
Yeah.
you and I, somewhere that we want to go.
Yeah.
And we already, way to go, you nailed it this time.
Yes!
And then, more family trips coming up now that we basically have a toddler instead of a baby.
And I talked to the Lithuanian woman, and she said she'd be happy to watch the kids if
yeah.
we pay for her trip somewhere we can all go together.
Well, could we stay with her in Lithuania?
Maybe we'll visit Lithuania.
We'll visit Lithuania.
I've always wanted to try.
Where is it?
It's over there. It's like...
Is it European or is it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's European. You're putting me on the spot here, but yeah, I'm imagining that like Russian, Lithuanian,
Oh yeah, it is.
Ukrainian.
It's in northeastern Europe.
Yeah, like I said, it's right over there.
Of the 3 Baltic states.
Yep. Oh yeah, big fan of the
That
Baltic
sounds
states.
white as hell.
I mean,
that is the white
it's-
people.
Yeah, see, look at there she is.
That's not her.
All right, anyways, thanks for listening, guys. And we apologize for having a little bit of a gap between episodes, but understand our anniversary hit, birthday hit, out of the country, but we are back better than ever, as you could tell, and a little more sunburned than I would have liked, but it's all good, right?
Just you. I'm not sunburned.
No, you're not. But you know what? You cannot spell romance without Roman. We'll see y'all next time. Love you guys. We're back.